Aging is a journey we all face, but what if the way it ends isn't as inevitable as we think? Did you know that after the age of 75, a staggering 99% of deaths can be traced back to just 5 key causes? Many assume that passing away at an advanced age is simply a natural part of life, a gentle fade into the sunset. But the reality is far less poetic. Most of these fatalities aren't just the result of time running its course. They stem from risks that build up over years, risks that are often ignored until they spiral out of control. The truth is harsh but empowering. Much of what takes us down in our later years doesn't have to happen. By the time people notice their health slipping, their options shrink, and what once seemed like a distant concern becomes an urgent crisis. But here's the good news: you don't have to wait for that moment. Understanding these dangers now gives you the power to act, to protect yourself, and to unlock a longer, healthier life than you might have imagined. In this video, we're diving deep into the 5 leading causes of death for those over 75, the culprits behind nearly every loss in this age group. Some may sound familiar, like heart disease or strokes, while others, like falls or cognitive decline, might catch you off guard. But one thing ties them all together: knowledge is your first line of defense. These aren't just cold statistics on a page. They're stories of real people, real families, and real moments where a single choice could have changed everything. Imagine the difference between spending your later years battling health issues or thriving, active, independent, and full of life. That's what's at stake here, and it's not out of reach. What's even more remarkable, these 5 threats aren't set in stone. With small, intentional steps, countless individuals have slashed their risks, stayed strong and self-reliant, and even added decades to their lives. The decisions you make today, whether it's what you eat, how you move, or how you care for your mind, could shape how vibrant and capable you remain well into the future. Stick with us until the end, because this isn't about fear, it's about possibility. We're not here to dwell on the inevitable, but to shine a light on what you can control. These 5 causes might dominate the stats, but they don't have to dominate your life. Awareness is the starting point, and action is the key. You'll discover practical, manageable ways to sidestep these risks, turning what could be vulnerabilities into strengths. Aging doesn't have to mean slowing down or losing what matters most. Instead, it can be a chapter of resilience, vitality, and joy, yours to claim with every step you take now. Let's get started and uncover how you can rewrite the story of your later years. When it comes to the leading causes of death after 75, heart disease tops the list, and it's a heavyweight champion that claims more lives than any other contender in this age group. Yet, what's striking is how much power we actually wield over this so-called silent killer. Your heart isn't just a ticking clock destined to wind down. It's a muscle, one that thrives with care or falters under neglect. Many people chalk up feeling tired, short of breath, or less energetic to the natural wear of aging. But these aren't always harmless signs of time. They can be whispers from your heart, hinting that it's struggling to keep up. The tragedy is that these warnings often go unheard until a heart attack or stroke crashes through, leaving little room for a second chance. After 75, heart disease isn't just common. It's a preventable giant that too many let sneak up on them. What fuels this beast? High blood pressure is a prime culprit, silently straining your arteries and forcing your heart to labor harder with every beat. It's sneaky, no pain, no flashing lights, just a quiet buildup that can erupt without warning. Then there's diet. A lifetime of processed foods, excess salt, and unhealthy fats clogs your arteries, choking off the flow that keeps you alive. But it's not just about dodging the bad stuff. It's about feeding your heart what it craves. Nutrient-rich foods like leafy greens, lean proteins, and healthy fats are its lifeblood, and without them, damage accelerates. Add to that a lack of movement, and the picture darkens further. A sedentary life slows circulation, weakens muscles, and starves your heart of the workout it needs to stay robust. You don't need to be a marathon runner. Simple walks, stretches, or even chair exercises can keep it pumping strong. Here's where the myth unravels. Heart disease isn't just fate knocking at your door. Many shrug it off as unavoidable, pointing to family history or the march of time. My dad had a heart attack, so I will too, they say. But science begs to differ. Your daily choices hold the reins. That bite of salmon instead of a burger, that brisk walk around the block, that moment you choose calm over stress. These stack up, brick by brick, building a fortress around your heart. The biggest mistake? Waiting for a wake-up call that might never come in time. By 75, the hospital bed often becomes the first sign of trouble for those who didn't act sooner. The takeaway is clear: you're not powerless. Heart disease might lead the pack, but it doesn't have to lead your life. Start now. Swap out a salty snack. Take a short stroll. Check your blood pressure. These aren't grand gestures. They're quiet revolutions. Your heart's been with you every step of the way. Every beat a testament to its loyalty. Isn't it time you return the favor? The years ahead depend on it. After 75, one of the deadliest threats isn't a disease lurking in your body. It's the ground beneath your feet. Falls might sound like a minor mishap, a stumble you'd laugh off in your younger years. But for seniors, they're a silent menace, ranking among the top causes of injury-related deaths. Picture this: one wrong step, a dizzy spell, a slick floor, and in a heartbeat, everything shifts. A fractured hip, a head injury, or even a small bruise can unravel into a life-altering or life-ending event. What's chilling is how fast it happens and how few see it coming. Millions of emergency room visits each year trace back to falls, and for too many, that single slip marks the beginning of a decline they never bounce back from. After 75, a fall isn't just a fall, it's a tipping point. Why are falls so dangerous at this age? Time takes its toll on balance, muscle strength, and reflexes, eroding them so gradually you might not notice until you're teetering on the edge. You feel steady enough navigating your home, until one day you reach too far or misjudge a step and gravity wins. Recovery isn't what it used to be. A broken bone can mean months bedridden, opening the door to infections, weakness, and a permanent loss of independence. Worse still, the fear of falling can trap you in a vicious cycle. After a close call, many seniors retreat, avoiding walks or stairs to stay safe. But less movement means weaker muscles, and weaker muscles mean a higher chance of falling again. It's a downward spiral that can rob you of your freedom in a flash. Yet, here's the silver lining. Falls aren't an unavoidable part of aging. You can fight back with simple, powerful steps. Strengthening your legs and core through gentle exercises like squats or Tai Chi rebuilds the stability time has chipped away. Small tweaks at home, like brighter lights, non-slip rugs, or sturdy handrails, turn your space into a fortress against accidents. Even medications play a role. Some prescriptions cause dizziness or drowsiness, tipping the odds against you. A quick chat with your doctor to adjust those doses could be a literal lifesaver. It's not just about dodging hazards. It's about staying steady and strong. Too often, people dismiss fall prevention until they're picking themselves up or can't. By 75, the stakes are higher and the body less forgiving. But this isn't about living in fear. It's about living smarter. Every step you take to bolster your balance, every change you make to secure your surroundings, is a vote for independence. Falls might be common, but they're not your destiny. Imagine the years ahead, active, mobile, and yours to enjoy, hanging on something as simple as a handrail or a daily stretch. That's the difference between a life interrupted and a life sustained. Don't wait for the fall to teach you its lesson. Act now and keep standing tall. Breathing is the quiet rhythm of life, effortless, automatic, until it's not. After 75, respiratory diseases climb the ranks as a leading cause of death, turning something as basic as a breath into a battle. It's not just that lungs weaken with age, it's that small issues, a cough, a wheeze, can snowball into chronic conditions or infections that overwhelm the body. What begins as a minor irritation can land you in the hospital, or worse, because the stakes are higher when your defenses aren't what they used to be. Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, with its duo of emphysema and bronchitis, is a prime offender. Over years, airways inflame and narrow, making each inhale a struggle. Many brush off the signs, persistent coughing, shortness of breath, as just getting old. But these are red flags your lungs are crying for help. Then there's pneumonia, a deceptively simple infection that turns deadly after 75. What starts as a cold can morph into a chest-rattling crisis, especially as the immune system slows. Too often, it's the tipping point. Hospital stays pile up, and some never regain their footing. Add in poor air quality, and the odds stack higher. Decades of dust, pollution, or secondhand smoke leave scars on your lungs, while indoor culprits like mold or pet dander quietly worsen the damage. For those with asthma or COPD, these irritants aren't just annoyances, they're accelerators. Yet, the scariest part? Most don't act until breathing feels like a chore, and by then, options dwindle. The good news is your lungs aren't doomed to fail. You can shore them up. Movement is medicine here. Just as your heart needs a workout, your lungs thrive when you keep them active. Walking, stretching, or even deep breathing exercises expand capacity and clear out gunk, making infections less likely. Sit still too long, and they stagnate, inviting trouble. Air quality matters too. Swap smoky rooms for fresh breezes, or grab an air purifier to cut indoor risks. Then there's the unsung hero, vaccines. Flu shots and pneumonia jabs aren't just for kids. They're armor for your aging lungs, slashing the odds of a severe illness that could knock you out for good. Ignoring your lungs isn't an option after 75. Too many hospitalizations and farewells trace back to that choice. A cough dismissed today could be a crisis tomorrow, but it doesn't have to be. Small moves, like a daily stroll or a cleaner home, stack up to keep you breathing easy. Vaccines aren't a hassle, they're a shield. Respiratory diseases might loom large, but they're not invincible. Every breath you take is a chance to fight back. Strengthen your lungs, guard against infection, and hold on to the independence that comes with every effortless inhale. Don't wait for the struggle to start. Your lungs have carried you this far. Now's the time to carry them a little further. A stroke doesn't knock, it barges in, unannounced, and in an instant, life can fracture. After 75, it's a leading cause of death, a sudden thief of independence that leaves too many reeling. One moment you're fine. The next, blood flow to your brain stalls, blocked by a clot or burst vessel, and brain cells start dying by the minute. Some strokes are fleeting, a brief slur of speech or stumble, but others paralyze, silence, or end lives outright. The aftermath varies, but the stakes don't. After 75, your body's resilience wanes, making recovery a steeper climb. Yet, here's the kicker. Up to 80% of strokes are preventable. That's not a typo. What takes people down isn't always fate. It's often a risk left unchecked, a warning unheeded. High blood pressure is the ringleader, a silent saboteur. Years of too much force weaken arteries, priming them to rupture or clog, and it offers no symptoms, no headaches, no sirens, just a ticking clock until disaster strikes. Then there's atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat that's more common than you'd think. It lets blood pool, forming clots that can rocket to the brain, triggering a stroke in a flash. Lifestyle piles on the risk, processed foods, excess salt, and sluggish days thicken blood and slow circulation. Many don't connect the dots until they're on a gurney, wondering how fine turned into finished. Mini strokes, or TIAs, are the whispers before the shout. Brief numbness, blurred vision, confusion. They fade fast, but ignore them, and you're rolling the dice on a full-blown hit. The power to dodge this bullet? It's yours. Regular checkups can catch high blood pressure or wonky rhythms early, and treatments, like meds or a pacemaker, can slash the odds. Food's your ally too. Swap sodium-heavy snacks for greens and berries, and your arteries thank you. Staying active doesn't mean marathons. A daily walk keeps blood flowing and pressure in check. Warning signs matter. Those mini strokes aren't quirks, they're SOS signals. Rush to a doctor, and you might stop the big one cold. It's not about overhauling your life. It's about steering it smarter. Less salt, more steps, a quick pulse check. After 75, strokes loom large because too many assume they're inevitable. It runs in the family, or it's just my age. But that's a cop-out. You're not a bystander in this story. Every choice you make nudges the needle toward risk or resilience. A stroke can steal your voice, your movement, your freedom, but it doesn't have to. Picture the years ahead, sharp, active, yours, hanging on something as simple as a blood pressure cuff or a handful of spinach. The clock's ticking, but it's not counting down to doom. It's counting up to action. Don't wait for the strike to teach you its cost. Sidestep it now, and keep your brain, your body, your life intact. Aging's cruelest thief doesn't always target the body. It comes for the mind. After 75, cognitive decline, including dementia and Alzheimer's, emerges as a top threat, unraveling memory, reasoning, and the ability to navigate life. It's not a sudden blow, but a slow creep. Names slip, conversations blur, keys vanish into thin air. At first, it's easy to shrug off as senior moments. But over time, those gaps widen into chasms. Simple tasks, taking pills, cooking dinner, become puzzles. And for too many, this isn't just inconvenient, it's deadly. Forgetting to eat or drink leads to malnutrition or dehydration. Missing symptoms of illness delays care. Accidents, like leaving the stove on or wandering into danger, turn routine days into tragedies. After 75, cognitive decline doesn't just dim the mind, it dims the whole body's chance to thrive. The stakes climb higher as independence fades. Dementia doesn't just lock you out of your own thoughts, it can lock you out of your home, requiring care that, without support, accelerates decline. Early signs are subtle, misplaced items, repeated questions, but they're your brain waving a flag. Ignore them, and the slide steepens. What's heartbreaking is how many don't see it coming until they're lost in it, and by then, slowing the descent gets tougher. But here's the twist. This isn't a guaranteed fate. Your brain isn't a clock winding down on its own. It's a muscle you can flex, a system you can fuel. The sooner you act, the longer you keep it sharp. How do you fight back? Keep it busy. Reading, puzzles, or learning a new skill fire up neural pathways, staving off rust. Physical activity isn't just for your legs. It pumps blood to your brain, shielding memory and focus. A daily walk or stretch isn't trivial, it's armor. Social ties matter too. Loneliness is a silent accelerant, gnawing at mental resilience. Chatting with friends or joining a group isn't just fun, it's a lifeline for your mind. Then there's food. What you eat builds or breaks your brain. Omega-3s in fish, antioxidants in berries, vitamins in greens fend off inflammation, while sugar and junk fan it. Every bite's a brick in the wall against decline. After 75, cognitive loss feels like a shadow too many accept. It's just aging. But that's a lie you don't have to buy. You're not powerless. Every book you crack, every step you take, every laugh you share pushes back. Picture the alternative. Years of clarity, steering your own ship, versus a fog where you're a passenger. It's not about dodging every lapse. It's about stacking the deck for a sharper mind longer. The brain that's carried you through decades deserves care. Nurture it, challenge it, feed it right. Cognitive decline might loom, but it's not your master. Start now, and those extra years of lucidity aren't just possible, they're yours to claim. As we close this journey through the 5 giants, heart disease, falls, respiratory struggles, strokes, and cognitive decline, pause and let it sink in. These aren't just causes of death after 75. They're the gatekeepers of nearly every farewell in this chapter of life. But here's the truth that changes everything. They're not unbreakable walls. Most people don't realize how much sway they hold over their own story until the pages start tearing. By then, the ink's dry and the plot's set. Yet, it doesn't have to be that way. These threats, responsible for 99% of losses, aren't invincible. They bend to awareness, to action, to the quiet power of choice. What you do today can rewrite tomorrow, adding not just years but strength, clarity, and freedom to your life. Think about it. Heart disease bows to a better diet and a brisk walk. Falls retreat with a steady step and a handrail. Lungs hold strong with clean air and a flu shot. Strokes falter under checked pressure and a keen eye for warnings. Cognitive decline slows with a puzzle, a chat, a berry-rich breakfast. These aren't miracles. They're moves, small and steady, that stack into a fortress of well-being. The beauty lies in their simplicity. You don't need to overhaul your world, just nudge it. One less salty bite, one more stretch, one quick checkup. These ripples spread, turning a life of what if into one of what's next. Aging isn't a sentence to frailty. It's a canvas, and you're still holding the brush. Now look at your own days. Where's the room to shift? Maybe it's swapping fries for greens, stepping outside instead of sinking into the couch, or calling a friend to break the silence. No one's asking for perfection, just progress. The catch? Waiting's the real risk. Ignoring these 5 doesn't make them vanish. It hands them the keys. But flip the script. See them, know them, act on them. And you're not just surviving, you're thriving. This isn't about dodging the end. It's about stretching the middle, filling it with vitality, with loved ones, with you at your best. Your health's your wealth now. Guard it, grow it, and watch it pay off. So what's your takeaway? Maybe it's a lesson that hit home, how a fall's not fate, or how your brain craves a challenge. Share it below. Let us know what sparked for you and how you'll use it. Your voice fuels this space, keeps it alive. If this lit a fire, hit like, subscribe, ring that bell, stay in the loop for more. Aging's not the enemy, ignorance is. Armed with this, you're not just counting years, you're making them count. Thanks for being here. Step into today with eyes wide open, and let's meet again soon for the next chapter.